Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back. That was weird. Anyways, welcome back, man. Welcome back, MFers and FFers. Anyone know what an MF is and a FFers? This is gonna be bothering, not just, all right, that little hair there. Okay. Anyways, welcome back. Today is Friday. Is it? Yeah. Today is Friday, February 1st, 2019. Wow, that took a while. It took about a fucking minute just to get all that out. Anyways, welcome back, guys. Welcome back. As you guys can see, we got Lambo over here on the stage left. We switched things around a little bit. I actually cleaned the whole house, top to bottom. I spent like a lot of time cleaning the house. Long story. I haven't been able to clean it in a long time. But I couldn't take it anymore. I was living like a fucking piggy in filth. So I decided to take it upon myself to dedicate a whole day to cleaning the house. I guess spring cleaning-ish. I mean, it is 80 degrees out there. I mean, I know it's like negative 75 where you guys are at. But the point is that I cleaned the house. I feng shuied the place a lot. It feels awesome. I feel like I'm in a new place, in a new area. I suggest you guys do that. You know, if you guys feel the need to do it, whatever. But the point is that if you guys saw the end of yesterday's episode, I know yesterday was a very long episode, but if you guys saw the end of yesterday's episode, as I was walking around Merida and doing my daily routine stuff, you know, just like we all do, our whatchamacallit, our chores, right? I lost my BitPay card. So if you guys don't know what BitPay is and what my BitPay card is, you know, that is the card that I would load my Bitcoin onto and then go to the bank and get the money out. But again, just how life is, you know, sometimes you can't plan for these things. They just happen. I went to the ATM yesterday, went to do my thing, and long story short, the fucking ATM ate it. And by the time I was able to fucking get somebody to help me out, the thing chewed it up for security reasons, you know. So it happens, you know, these things happen, you know. I got attacked by a robot yesterday, literally. And so that sucked. That was really bad. That happened early in the afternoon, and I spent all afternoon trying to figure it out, trying to calm down, trying not to panic, trying not to, you know, all that stuff, because again, that's kind of like the only lifeline I have. You know, people do send me money like wire transfer and all this other shit, but that's a little bit of a pain in the ass. It's a lot nicer to be able to, again, why we're into Bitcoin and crypto is so that we are our own boss. We are, sorry, I'm waiting for someone to come here. Where you know, you are your own bank and so on and so forth, and all of a sudden, I got that taken away from me. And so sometimes it takes a disaster. It takes like some sort of thing like that, like really horrible thing to happen to you or to me or to anyone, you know, in order for us to kind of find a solution. Even though I've been needing to find a solution for a while, which is trying to get a bank account and trying to do a bunch of other things. I haven't done anything. I haven't just done anything at all. Like, it's a long story. I don't want to get into it, talking about banks and my situation here. But the point is, I don't have a bank account. I only had my Bitcoin. Now I don't have my card. Yes, they're sending me a new one. I know, thank God. And so on and so forth. But for the time being, I'm kind of like stuck in between the cracks, in limbo type of shit. So it's a pain in the ass. And then, you know, as I was going through this, I was trying to figure out a solution. So I was like, you know, I'm in a touristy area, so there's a lot of places for money exchange. There's banks, there's all kinds of shit, and yet there's no Bitcoin ATM, there's no Bitcoin exchange, there's no anything like that available. In fact, the closest, like, let's say I want to go to local Bitcoins, you know, to find like another individual that has Bitcoin or cash and wants to exchange, like there's no one even remotely close. The closest guy that would even want to do that is like over 100 miles away, like all the way in Cancun. It's like, holy crap. So it's like, what the fuck, you know? And again, by the way, in Cancun, I would not be doing that, you know, you're looking to get robbed if you're buying or selling over-the-counter Bitcoin there. Just saying. But the point is that there's nothing like that, and so it just started making me, you know, think. You know, so like, man, that would be great. I've been talking about like, you know, the whole ATM situation out here since I got here, but then the whole money exchange thing. I just thought of it I was like, damn, it would be so great if I could just go to a money exchange place, and instead of exchanging my dollars or euros for pesos, or vice versa, instead of doing that, I would be able to trade my Bitcoin or whatever crypto for pesos so that it can function. And so I just started making my head, churn. I was like, man, that would be a great business opportunity. Also, even though, by the way, congratulations to me and congratulations to you guys and to all of us. But if you guys aren't aware, you guys haven't been here the last couple days, I finally cracked 1,000 subscribers. I even got a letter from YouTube saying, hey, congratulations. I got a letter from them. Everything's going great. As I'm dealing with all this. So what was I saying with that? Yeah, the YouTube stuff. Even though I've been having a lot of success in my YouTube and the crypto channel and all this other stuff, I don't know if you've noticed, but not just me, but pretty much every other crypto YouTuber and stuff like that. I feel like we're all, some more than others, having trouble creating content. Now, for me, it's not trouble creating content. I love creating content and I make it all the time. It's just creating quality content. So that's why yesterday I decided to give you guys a tour of Mérida, Mexico, and so on and so forth. Mainly because you guys wanted to see that kind of stuff and others want to see that, and I can provide that, so why not make that? There was really nothing to talk about when it came to crypto. Again, there's a million things to talk about in crypto, but you guys don't want from me, and I don't want to do this anyway. I don't want to fucking sit there and read headlines and just be a fucking news, repeating the same headlines and then repeating the same stories. That's kind of retarded. And again, we're in a bear market right now. There's a lot less people listening to this shit. There's a lot less people really interested in the fundamentals and all this other stuff. And so, if anything, right now during this bear market, which again I feel like it's only gonna get longer. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that we fucking hit a bull market tomorrow. But the reality is, I really do think that we're going to be in a bear market for a while. And right now, for anyone in this space, it's time to really assess the situation, okay? Regroup and attack. So, with that being said, I'm still going to be doing videos every fucking day. They might be less and less crypto related because of just the nature of the beast and what's happening right now. But I am going to be talking about current events. I'm going to be talking about what's happening in the world. I'm going to be talking obviously about crypto, technology, all this other stuff. But I'm going to be throwing a heavy sprinkle of my life out here in Mexico. I'm going to be throwing a big heavy sprinkle of just my life. I'm going to throw a heavy sprinkle of a bunch of other stuff. Why? Because the reality is that just like everyone else out there, we all need to survive. And I'm not going to be out here fucking asking you guys for money. I tried that for a little bit and that didn't work. And it didn't work because I don't like that. It doesn't work for me. Okay? That's not who I am. I can make a lot of shit content in order to get more subscribers and money, but that's not me either. So the one thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to start dedicating myself, okay, to, yes, I'm going to be still making these videos, but they're not going to be 40-minute videos. It might not be that long. It might not be as edited. It's, just depending on the day and how much time I have, it'll be how much time I'm going to dedicate to this. Why? Because I'm a professional photographer and videographer and a producer, director, all that shit. And a lot of you guys don't even know that. A lot of you guys don't know what the fuck I really do. And I've already been here for a while. I have clients. I got a bunch of shit. But I really got to step it up. I really got to dedicate more time to that for a million reasons. I mean, that is really my life and my career. And I got to dedicate stuff to that. I can't just leave it to the side and then, again, you know what I mean? I'm fucking starving. I'm not whatever. Everything needs to be taken care of accordingly. So I gotta again do spring cleaning in my life as well. A bunch of things. The whole thing with me losing my BitPay card, plus all these other things that are happening, really good, bad, medium, all these weird things that have been happening to me in the last several days. And I feel like a lot of you guys have been going through a lot of weird shit too. All this stuff, it happens for a reason. I could really be here right now. Honestly, I really want to kind of in a way curl up into a ball and cry and fucking be sad and be upset and be all these things, but that's not who I am. That's not how I roll. I've been through these things before. I understand. As soon as these things happen, it's like, fuck. All right, here we go. Let's do this. And it's always ends with a good result. Especially if you right off the bat, we all have time. We all need to have a little time to mourn and this and that. So for example, when the fucking machine robot ATM ate my card, I physically assaulted it. I got upset. I got whatever. I lost my shit for a minute. I lost my shit for a little bit as I was calling, whatever. But as the time went on, as a few hours went on, about 4 or 5 hours in, I was already kind of calm. I talked to my girl, talked to my friends, calm. Woke up this morning, calmer. Dealing with shit, calmer, and then it's just like, now it's just really more thinking, okay, why did this happen? There has to be a reason, and then just, going down that rabbit hole in the sense of like, everything happens for a reason, so now let's figure it out. Now, I know I'm kind of figuring out why this happened. So, one of my main concerns, with my life, or I think a lot of you guys kind of know me already, but some people know me a lot more than others, but I've been like on a heightened sense of, I have been with a heightened sense of paranoia for a minute now. And some of it is valid, so for example, like the fact that I'm living here, that's, part of that. But the paranoia that comes with the banking system, that comes with all these, the corporations, the YouTubes and the this and that. But in the last several days, with all these weird things that have been happening to me, all of a sudden I'm sitting back and I'm like, maybe my paranoia is it's getting a little out of hand. It has a life of its own. Maybe, YouTube is just a corporation doing its job, censoring, they're being told what to do, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, I'm not even a target. I'm not even on their fucking radar. They don't even give a fuck or know who I am. In fact, they're doing the opposite. They're fucking like congratulating me and helping me and pushing my shit ahead. So I was like, okay, well, let's do that. And then just start thinking business-wise in the sense of like, there's like a million other channels that put billion times more horrible content according to them. Not horrible content, but you know what I mean, truth or whatever. And they're fine. In fact, not only are they fine, but they have humongous channels, make a lot of money, through advertising, through this, through that, whatever. So to me, it's like, there's a few things here and there that you can't talk about, which is kind of like whatever, obvious, because you trigger the algorithms. But as long as you kind of like stay away from those trigger words, which I do, because sometimes my English is not so good, so I don't understand anyway. So whatever. The point is that as long as you just kind of do that, hey, we still going. All right, we can still do this. Now, another thing I was thinking about is the fact that the banks, hey, look, the whole banking system, we want it to fall, die, destroy, whatever. But it's going to be a while. It might be a decade before we get from point A to point B. We're just at the beginning now. And let's just remember that how all this started. Remember like in the 90s, we were still doing CDs. And in the early 2000s, we were still doing CDs. MP3s were starting to come out and MP3 players, but it wasn't until, I don't know the exact date, but it was a point when all of a sudden CDs were no longer a thing. And what it was mostly MP3s, and then we just went from one into the other. So, that's what I think is going to happen with crypto. Right now, the MP3, aka Bitcoin crypto, is brand new and is in the early stages, but everyone is still using CDs. And it's going to get to the point eventually where CDs and CD players are going to be not only bulkier and more expensive, and I'm talking about the banks, and just more of a pain in the ass. And eventually people are going to be like, well, these MP3 players and these MP3s are a lot easier to use, or cheaper, they're this or that, whatever. Instead of having to buy the whole album, I can just buy a couple songs. And the same thing with crypto, So it's like we got to get from point A to point B. It's going to take a while for all of us that are a little older. We know, we've been there, done that. Okay, so we got to remember that. And I think we're a little more ahead. I think we're just like at the beginning of with everything that's happening now with Litecoin, with all these things, all the things that we talk about on this channel, and we talk about a lot, especially in the live stream from the other day. At the end of the day, I don't think that we're the very beginning of the crypto MP3 revolution. We're pretty far ahead. We're already like, at the point where Apple released the first iPod. Okay, so we're there. So, still have a lot of growth and still have a lot way to go, but we're already kind of there. We're already, okay? Hey guys, so sorry about that. Remember I kept looking over there, waiting for somebody to come. It was just because my landlord's coming to pay, so I could pay rent. Done. You already know it's the end of the month. So anyways, look, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I completely forgot what the fuck I was saying, but I'm going to go back to the theme of, I guess, the whole story here as to what I was trying to say with today's episode. All right, hold on. Now we got to deal with the fucking sun situation. So the reality is, just to, sum up everything I was trying to say, I hope it makes sense, by the time I put this together, is that I'm not telling anyone out there to get away from the space, to take a break from the space. I'm not going to be doing that at all. No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. In fact, the complete opposite. I feel like now is the time to really double down, triple down, quadruple down, and so on and so forth. For reals. Now is the fucking time to really take advantage of everything, take advantage of what's going on. So for example, I might not be dedicating a lot, I'm still going to be, again, I'm good. I don't want you guys to get scared. I'm going to be making my content as scheduled, as usual, whatever. It might be smaller, it might be less, it might be, varied. But the point is, I'm not stopping. I'm just morphing, I'm changing, and then I'm reprioritizing, like a lot of us are reprioritizing. So for example, I have to, at the end of the day, well, look, one of the reasons why I do this show every single fucking day is because it's practice for me. Remember, I do video, photography, production, and all that shit. So to me, I'm practicing every day by putting these videos up, believe it or not. So that's part of the reason why I do this, besides the fact that I love doing it. But now, if all of a sudden, like, there's less and less for me to contribute here, just for obvious reasons, but yet there's a lot of people out in the world, that want my services, need my services, whether it's my consulting services, they need me to fucking do some photography, some video, the whole Bitcoin situation, the business and the banking stuff, there's a lot of stuff that I should be focusing on. And I encourage you guys to do the same. And then by refocusing your energy on something that needs you to focus on, in turn, you will also help the other underlying stuff. So for example, by me focusing more on my video, photography, my actual business, doing that, getting out there, knocking, doing what I need to do, or focusing more on trying to fix the banking, Bitcoin, crypto situation here in Merida, and just focusing more on those things and other things that I need to focus on, it will make not only my content better for YouTube, and it's all easy, in the sense that, like, I'll be living a life and doing things within my life which will be easily transferable to making content. So I already have that taken care of. But on top of that, by exposing myself to the worlds in which I need to be exposed, I still got all the crypto stuff up here. People still ask me about crypto, people still curious, people still whatever. So it's all about opening the horizons elsewhere, networking, talking to others about this, and so on and so forth. And I encourage you guys to do the same thing. Now's the time to do it. Because now, if all of a sudden you talk to somebody about Bitcoin, crypto, and you get them in on Bitcoin, crypto, think about it. No matter how catastrophic of a downturn or loss we might have within the crypto space, it's not going to be that bad. In the sense that, like, let's say it goes from 3,400 all the way to 2,400. Sure, it's going to be a major loss, but it's not going to be a major loss. People are still going to be like, believing in this and understanding it, as opposed to people getting in on 20K and look where we are now. It's like, these people that's what we call shaking out, because they're out for good. They're probably not going to get back into the space by the time they get back into the space, people that bought at 20K and get back into the space, it'll be by the time that everyone, your mom, grandma, auntie, everyone's in the space. You feel me? So that kind of situation. So now's the time for you to, not just educate yourself more, but educate others, to really, hunker down and, like, refocus your energy on your own business, on your own life, on your own priorities, family, whatever. And more importantly than anything else, again, just keep exploring the crypto space. But now it's like, you won't feel the need to be constantly, feel like, you're behind the clock or something, it's all timed, meaning that you gotta hurry, we gotta make money, we gotta go up, we gotta go whatever. In fact, kind of like if you, I don't know if that makes sense, but it's more like changing your mindset. So now the mindset is back. If you are a gold or silver stacker, or if you come from that world like I used to, and a lot of people, now it's going to that mentality. Now we're in stacking mode. We're in stacking mode right now. So, like I was telling a few people, it's like, well, if you have 5 Bitcoin and those 5 Bitcoin get to 20K tomorrow, sure, that'll be great. But imagine that you're able to start accumulating and accumulating and accumulating, and then by the time that we get to the pop again, instead of having 5 Bitcoin, you have 10 or 15 Bitcoin. or whatever. And then all of a sudden, then we get to fucking 20K, 30K Bitcoin. Well, you know, you're gonna be a lot happier and very glad that you went through all that. Okay? So it's like, these are the things that we gotta keep into perspective. So right now, you know what I mean, we just gotta keep into perspective that, you know, hey, shit happened. We got knocked the fuck out. The whole space, the whole everything. But, you know, this stuff isn't going away anytime soon. In fact, it's you know, every day as we look at news and evidence and all this other shit, I mean, this shit's here to stay for a long time. Bitcoin and crypto are here to stay for good. But the point is, it's like, you know, being able to recognize what's going on. And you know, when you seen the people that were billionaires or millionaires back when we got to 20K, you know, what they were doing during this time is that they were stacking and stacking and stacking and stacking and getting until the bad time they got there. So it's the same thing. Now's the opportunity to do that. Okay? You have plenty of time to do all this. Bitcoin is not going to get to parabolic anytime soon. Again, only because, you know, we're looking at, you know, the government and the central banks, and they're already printing QE4 and QE5. That's quantitative easing 4 and 5. What is quantitative easing? It's the bailouts. What is the bailouts? That means that they're printing into oblivion. So they're already printing into oblivion. They're doing stuff like trying to take over Venezuela. You know, and it's just one thing after another after another. So we could sit here and be fucking negative Nancy, you know, be like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Oh my God, what am I gonna do? All this shit sucks. Or we could just sit back and be positive, Pepe, whatever, and just and then just, you know, just stack and stack and stack and know that, you know, nothing can really change until everybody decides for it to change. But in the time being, you can just get yourself ready and set up. You know, there's only so many things you can control. You can't control the whole world and the universe and all this shit, but you can definitely control your actions, what you do, how you plan ahead, and so on and so forth. And listen, guys, you already know that the hard part is putting in the work. Right now, it's like all I'm telling you is that, hey, listen, you want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger? You got to put in that work. Okay, some people, they know what it takes, and so some people, like right now, they can close their eyes and they can see themselves rich, or they can see themselves full of muscles, or they can see themselves where they want to be. And then when they open their eyes, they see where they are, and they're like, okay, well, this is what I need to do. I need to do all of these things. I got to do this. I got to change my diet. I got to whatever. And eventually, you'll get there. And if you fucking hone in on that, and you know, you'll get there. You'll be fucking Mr. Olympia you know, sooner than you think. But it's about that mentality and changing mentality and wanting to do that. So it's the same fucking thing. And it's not just with crypto, but it's everything, okay? Whether it's your business, whether it's your livelihood, whether it's you want to change, you know, you're having a midlife crisis and you're like, fuck, I don't want to be a teacher anymore. I want to be whatever, a lawyer, or I don't want to be a lawyer anymore. I want to be a violinist, whatever. Now just do it. Just fucking do it. Do it. Now's the time to do it. Even though the economy and a lot of things are kind of fucking up, the one positive about all this is the fact that most of us, kind of have the freedom to do this stuff. You know what I mean? In the sense that, like, you know, to no fault of our own. You know, we got laid off or fired or lose money or whatever. So just double down and invest in yourself and invest in skills, okay? And invest in all these things that are untangible, okay? For that, so that you can fully take advantage of this situation, not just now, but in the future, and so on and so forth. So again, guys, you know, all today's episode is just kind of like, I'm letting you know what's going on with my life. I'm also kind of like relaying that to you guys, so that you guys, in case you guys are going through a similar thing, and so on and so forth, and you know, we can all kind of go on this journey together. Like I said, I'm not stopping, okay? I love making videos every day. I love all this shit, but I just need to, you know, just change. And again, guys, you know this. If you listen to any artist, let's just take an example of the Beatles, okay? Or Kanye West, but let's go with the Beatles. Stick with the Beatles. That, you know, every album that they ever came out with was completely different than the next, and very different. You know, the White Album to fucking Strawberry Fields to fucking Yellow Submarine to all very different. And that's why the Beatles are the Beatles. And there's a lot of artists that do that. That every time they come out with a new album, it's something very different, very this, very, you know, like that. artists that we forget about, or that we only remember 1 or 2 songs, it's because they always did the same thing over and over again. So by the time they got to the 3rd album, you're already done. But if you're there's like an artist, there's plenty of them out there that make a brand, that they reinvent themselves every time they come out with a new album. These are the guys that last forever. So that's what I've done with a good majority of my life, and I continue doing, and I'm doing right now, this minute, this second, and I encourage you motherfuckers to do the same thing. Okay, your life will be greatly enhanced, okay, if you decide to tackle this, okay, in a positive way. Because again, I know change sucks, and change is hard, and change, I already know all that. But at the same time, if you instead of looking at it like that, you look at it more like, well, change is good. Change is difficult but worth it. Change will bring whatever, you know what I mean? Rich in money, richness in wealth, richness in life, richness in quality of life, richness in a million things. And just like that, just, it's all about reworking this, reworking your thinking, reworking the whole situation. And again, guys, just look at my situation, the things that I've been dealing with out here. I try to tell you everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so, like, for example, the ugly, the really bad and ugly that happened with me losing my card and losing all that shit, in a sense, it's not a bad thing. It's kind of like, I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm like 700 pounds, and I'm like, okay, it's time for a change. So it's kind of like that. Something similar like that happened to me, where it's like, all right, fuck, now I really got to tackle this, you know what I mean? Or I learned a lesson, or my biggest fear of me losing my card wasn't as catastrophic as I thought it would be, and so on and so forth. So again, it's just changing your mindset. Now, I get it. If you're in the US, or you're in Europe, or you're in a lot of places, it's a lot harder to change your thinking and do what I do. I totally get that, because back in the States, these are, these disasters are sometimes very hard to recover from, because you're dealing with so many other factors, so many other fucking things, so much more stress. So it's like a million things. I get it. I live there. That's why I don't live there anymore. And that's the thing, you know what I mean? Like, why I encourage you guys to move out here, or not here, but a place like this, is because of that. Look, there's another guy on Instagram that does something very similar to me, not crypto, but he's always going after the police. Okay, so he's filming the police, holding the police accountable, doing all that shit, Anyways, he was feeling so unsafe as well as me back in the States, that he now still does everything he's doing, but he's doing it from like Bali, Indonesia. So he lives in Indonesia, and yet, he's still every single fucking day he's making content for the US, for the situation that's happening there, and so on and so forth. So it's the same thing with me, you know what I mean? Like, the reason I moved out here is so that I'm able to fucking live and focus on doing what I want to do, which is make videos for you guys, talk about crypto, focus on my business, which is make more videos and photography and everything and all that shit. So now that we've come to this moment in time, at least for me personally, you know what I mean? I think a lot of you guys are in the same boat, but we're in this moment in time now where we're in this prolonged bear market. It's either A, you stay in denial and fucking suffer, or B, you just like, okay, this is the situation, now let's deal with the situation, and it's gonna be beneficial for me if I deal with the situation correctly. And so that's the mindset I'm in, and that's a mindset I'm trying to get you guys to get into right now. And by the way, today's episode was only supposed to be like 5-10 minutes. I'm not even gonna fucking lie to you, but this is why I love doing what I do here, because I turn on the fucking camera thinking I'm going to give you like a 5-minute video update, make a long story long, and it turns out to be, this really good video, which again, I don't even know, I can't really go back and remember what I said 25 minutes ago, but I know what I'm saying is definitely worthy of your time and listening, and that it's going to be helpful, because I say a lot of these things a lot of time. I hone in my message a lot better every single day. Like, for example, I'll watch Gary Vee for tips for this, for that, and just so on and so forth. And again, the other, like, I was watching a Gary Vee video from the other day, and he was fucking, he was just saying, his usual shtick, his shtick of work hard and this and that. And somebody's like, well, what can I do, because I want this and that, but I don't want to work hard. And it's like, Gary Vee's like, listen, sorry, I got nothing for you. And it's the same thing I tell you guys, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, All this shit that I'm telling you is bullshit. It's bull crap. It's up to you. It's up to you to fucking put in the work, to decide that you want to do this, whatever it is, and then follow through on it. And once you do, man, you're going to be thanking your heavens, and you're going to be so fucking happy. And that's when I have a lot of people that come up to me or Gary or others. I'm like, wow, you changed my life. I'm like, did I? Or was it you that changed your life? You did it. You know what I mean? So it's that, you know what I mean? And like, I love that. I love being able to do that, and it's part of what I do. So, all right, guys, listen. I fucking love you guys to death. You guys are the fucking best. I'm not even gonna lie, you know, like every time I think about you guys, you know what I mean, it makes me speechless, you know. The fact that I have over 1,000 subscribers, the fact that you guys are here with me through thick and thin, helping me, you know, just like I help you guys. You know, we're all doing this together, we're all working together, we're all in this adventure together. It's fucking awesome, man. It's really humbling. It's amazing. I fucking love you guys to death. All of my patrons, you know, all of my contributors, every single one of you guys, you know, and you know, now that we're in this bear market, if anything, we're getting closer together. It's more of a family, and so on and so forth. And I just want this to continue and get better and better and bigger and bigger and awesomer and awesomer. And it just is. It will be. I mean, I don't see this stopping anytime soon. Why would it? You feel me? This is awesome. So, speaking of awesome, don't forget to stay awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for everything. You have no idea how awesome and instrumental you are to this whole thing, okay? Seriously. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be doing any of this shit, all right? And a bunch of other stuff. I'd probably be living under a bridge without Lambo. Anyways, enough of that. Hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Friday. Have an amazing freaking weekend. I hope you guys enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you guys Monday. Not sure if I'm going to be doing a weekend review because I have a lot of shit on my fucking plate, and I just really didn't get time to focus on that. But regardless, if I do, I'll see you Sunday. If not, I'll see you Monday. Monday's a holiday in Mexico, but it's not a holiday in the US, and I'm on US time, so I'll see you motherfuckers Monday. Even if there is a holiday, you know I'm still here. Guys, I fucking love you to death. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, and stay awesome. I'll see you motherfuckers and fatherfuckers Monday? Sunday? I don't know. Whenever I see you next. Peace.